Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. I'm Artis, I'm a Science Slime, and today we're playing, let's get the whole title correct, I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Oh boy. Now, I have heard of this. I have not seen it, but I have heard of this. It came out in, what, 2019? It came out a few years ago. And I've heard things. It seems very silly, which is why I chose this for today of all days, February 14th. Anyways, let's play the game. Man, I love... Oh, by the way, KFC presents. This is an official KFC game. KFC presents. This already looks super silly. The fact that this is an official KFC game. That's incredible. Oh no, what have they done? Hopefully that's not too quiet. I did turn it down in the volume mixer because that intro was loud during testing. But I'm turning it back up a little bit just to see. 50% volume? Maybe like 65. 65 seems good. It's just that that intro was really loud when I opened it like a few minutes ago. Alright, let's look at the settings. Why would I mute any of that? Prioritize speed, prioritize quality. I'm assuming... yeah, I can definitely see the difference. Yep. I mean, really, I don't think I'll have a problem with quality. Although, who knows? Okay. Let's get started. Tell us your name. Okay, let's go. Look at all those biscuits and chicken. Delicious. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Look at that chicken in the wall. Yo, heck yeah. Is that a boy band up there? I don't know. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you could wake up. Now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. I am so tempted to click that. I think I am gonna turn down the volume a little bit, actually. Just looking at OBS. Don't want it to be too loud and drowning out my voice. Is that good? Anyway, smack it! Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by as you find your imagination getting away from you. You need to take it seriously. I'd better get up to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. I do like the KFC biscuits. They are good. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, artists. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am. Excited. A little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What the? It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, and when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by the master chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were babies, playing together, and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you've been the most loving, caring person I know. You're gonna do great. But the University Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. 3-day, what? A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she's gotten so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Oh. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Let's change the subject. It's hard to see Miriam like this, and frankly, quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer, you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic, and mystery student who is enrolled at this school. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. What about this mystery student we read about on the school message board? Any new deets? Oh, get this! I heard. His name is Harland, and he's no ordinary student. They say he has powers. He's had them since he was born, from an egg. What? An egg? Like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But that thing about having powers would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard once he fought a bear with just his smile. You both sigh thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreamy. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. What? Who would do that? Hey! It's Ashley? Your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, didn't see you there, chicken shins. Wow. You leave artist shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. Ah, I see. One of those people. Very extra. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight that you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. Okay. Ahem. Van. Oh, jeez. Oh! You rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as— oh, no. Can I go back? I did not mean to click. It's something about their relationship, something oops. This is a bad habit of mine. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Wow. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off. So, you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you! I think you mean thank you? My name's Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Okay. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. His name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Psst. Hi, Pop. I'm Artis. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? That's not a word I would say. I think it's just you. Nice. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. Who's that? Like, who's that picture up there on the wall? A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Adorable! Aw, he is the best boy. Look at him. Just the best. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Sorry, just need to take a sip of water. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. Heck yeah, it is. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all of the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. Oh my. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him. It's... If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be sweaty, sweats a lot. Wow. Maybe we should open that window back there before faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. You both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all of your really weird insults? You take a moment to clean yourself up. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot! Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss. Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does nobody remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you, students, that tardiness is unacceptable. Oh, good thing we got here on time. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Oh, a robot! Heck yeah! The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks into the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Aw, he's a good boy. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking more care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? Probably a rubber ball could also work, but that's not really a treat. And since this is a culinary school, I'm sure food would probably be better. I'll give him chicken since this is a chicken game. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, well, well. I think there might be some competition for a new start student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. Aw, cute, but also ew, but also cute. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay them no mind. They wanted to succeed in life. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treats flavors on them at all times. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey artist, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. I'm probably gonna stay with my best friend, just because I'm comfortable around my friends that I already know. I don't know anything about this Colonel Sanders. You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else could I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. Maybe. Never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. We've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. Okay, game. Just chill. As soon as you've settled into your seats, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast! It's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and point B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely, looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather. That's right. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, or a spork? I mean, the real answer is probably meat tenderizer, but I like the idea of having an oversized fork. Although they were making a big deal about the spork earlier. I'll answer spork. That's right. Oh, dang. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat? A pancake that looks like a silly face. Oh. Either the top or the bottom one. I'm gonna go for the top one. That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's the best boy. That's right. Your total score is perfect score, 5 out of 5. Heck yeah. Wow, be honest. Did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Aw, thank you. Hot diggity, artists! You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? It's about lunch. No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, I was... It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh! Lunch, lunch, lunch! She said shush! In honor of our new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. I would not expect anything else from Colonel Sanders, the Colonel Sanders. Culinary genius. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think your stupid secret recipe, dude? You think we want your secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of these ingredients is, poison. Got him. Uh-huh. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what a zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like, writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that had to be the hands of a true gentleman. That only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van the man, if you don't want any, I'll take this. Oh, I'll take this. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. Oh, wait. Oh, whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite, and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus on your mind and meditate on this moment. Savor the moment. Swim towards light. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy! Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? I think it's for the flavor. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smile ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break that silence. Colonel, I was wondering, could I talk to you for a second? Anything for a fellow chef? What exactly was on that chicken? How bold of you to come and ask. It's an idea I had for a combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. Yeah, sure, no big deal. Sure. Just creating an entire empire behind just some extra flavors for chicken. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got two more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? Aww. You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use beep. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Beep! Wow! You've never guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I graduate. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say, the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. I think this is a typo, and it means beg him to show your strength. Wow, I'm with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Sure, let's try to wow him. You know about that. I was thinking about your secret recipe. I don't doubt it. It has a way of leaving an impression on all those who taste it. You decide to show him that you know a thing or two about blowing minds with new flavors. I actually thought on how you could improve it. Improve it? You want to change my secret recipe? And you think you can do it better? Have you ever thought about habanero peppers? Heard of them? I tend an entire garden of chili pepper varieties. Habanero, poblano, cayenne. But that's not the point. You can't just toss new ingredients into my secret recipe and expect to improve it. New recipe is about balance. It involves careful consideration and refinement. I didn't mean to. Let this be the last time you improvise on my recipes, artists. I'm heading back to my class for the next lesson. Oops. Well, he was not impressed with that. That certainly didn't go as planned. Oops. You better head back inside, but you wait for a moment so Colonel Sanders doesn't think you're desperately chasing after him. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. You step into the massive cooking arena, where the afternoon lesson will take each place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place! It's magnificent! Finally, we get to show our stuff! Wait a second. Oh no! We have to show our stuff! What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature, adorably tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we will be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over to you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Okay. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of 2, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Aww. Sure, artist. I'll prepare our station. Okay, it doesn't seem like he's totally mad after that instant earlier. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. 2 different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Bebop Bergs. Oh my, 2 potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. I'd say choose the robot. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you have to pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Clank. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Yeah, get out of here, Pop. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. I mean, he's blinking. Like, look at that. Bzzzt. Did you? I hardly know you. Ha 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 ha. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you 2 will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking class work. Alright, you 2. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. Now, a chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. Using octopus. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, that sounds perfect. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes? And gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does everyone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man. Did somebody call for me? Ugh, no, geez, Van Van. I'm over here crushing artists' dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That's the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Artist was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fancy food. He does not like that. Don't do that. Actually, you know what? Do that. Do that plenty. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Oh, that was him, not her. I'm getting voices mixed up. There's too many characters on screen. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like thigh and drumstick? It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes sense, but one thing is clear, she's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. She's really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need. I'm here to learn and to express myself via my cuisine, not bigger with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair arrangements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on artists as my partners for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has artists' natural talent or their loyalty. By being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Excuse me. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The result looks spectacular. Granny would be proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting something against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van Van, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified with this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook up something with so much love and integrity? Hold on there, artist. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Oops. Can I has potato's face? Van Van rushes over and a covered dish in his hand. Oh, dang. Mashed potatoes with gravy? That's pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, plated with a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. What? No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't quite strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed. May have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. Oh no! I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle is being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Well, that's two of them gone. Bye-bye. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie. He's like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the entire crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite oblivious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kind. Great. Well, glad he wasn't paired with Miriam, and we chose the robot. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. Oh, that was... What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school's building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know, they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him, in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, artist. There's something I need you to know. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since then, I've been working hard towards that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a lot of weights. Like, so many weights. Okay? We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you! Shut up! I'm the one who's here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting another chef with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster, see? Is he rhyming on purpose or is that just coincidence? Before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Incredible. An attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Attack! Cook with love. 1 damage. Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take any more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You go on the attack. Cook with love. Spork Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror ends here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch. Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Spare the wretched beast. Manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Begone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back like you said. Spork Monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at the first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name seem to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home in your tired state. You don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy! If you want to thank him, you don't have the. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Jeez. Yo, everyone's here. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was the secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and taught you. Or I accidentally skipped it, oops. It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Oh, really? Like him? Like? I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. I like him. We got to talking around after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at school. At a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible he rode himself in at the front of homecoming break. What? Okay, whatever. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Ah. KFC dating simulator? You bet. Either way, maybe it would be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous guy to ever attend a University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday, and we fought a spork monster. Sure you did. You're great, but why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Oh wait, what? You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. I think this game has been out for a few years now. Ugh. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. What? How is this relevant? This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. Oh. Men even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch. You know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it would be much of use to anyone. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. I should probably make up a fake ingredient if I want to stay on Colonel Sanders' good side. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt! Wow! Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossoms fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He is arriving at school on a horse. Stand back and admire his majestic glory, or run to him. Let's just be chill, be cool about it. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short... Oh, I accidentally clicked. I need to just keep my hand off unless I need to click. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseable beauty you have. I mean, what a horseable beauty you have. Dang it. That's what I just said. Dang it. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Artist is just getting really nervous around people they like. What? This isn't helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. That doesn't help either. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame the girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they are hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee? Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Act like you're not interested in them. sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van muttering something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. Oh boy. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know what a good meal is if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than culinary skills. It takes creativity, like panache. Panache? Yeah. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it is they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night at the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. Okay. Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over to Van Van's meaty foot. Rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzz, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Warbs. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone completely changes in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's painting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Oh, he's panting, not painting. Panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He is a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But here I am now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, you truly do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you came to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, artist? Naturally, this appears to be a sample platter. What item do you want to sample? Glass of water? You grab the glass of water and gulp it down. It's cool and crisp, like the purest snow melted by a mountain spring. Hey, that was mine. It was from my favorite toilet. You owe me $6. Ew. And you've got excellent taste. You think to yourself, geez, I better pay more attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim. And your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared by a timed competitive cook-off. Oh, that was her that said. Okay. You're on. Bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Good one, Van. I like your gumption, artist. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students. Please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Ah! Timer ready. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready." That's what I'm talking about. Arrgh! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy one day, and you're feeling like you can really impress him here again. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. That's right, but have you ever gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that be enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook it. You don't know how Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. 11. You might not know all of the ingredients yet, but you're headed in the right direction. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. Vigilance? That's wrong. Wrong! I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? Because I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Oh boy. Pick up the pace. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Small town, big dreams? Yeah! Arrgh! Try to shut down the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. Sizzling? No! Notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Otis. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders on his horse. Colonel Sanders. No! Grrr! You are stranded on a desert island with only one desert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? No! Oops. At the next station over, Ashley has already began plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into the stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ah, yikes! Good pop. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have hands, but artist does. And a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hands into the mixer to rescue the dough before it's overmixed. Artist, no! But you're not fast enough and your hands get stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Oh no. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. The battle is over. Can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I was with a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of artist's injury. See that Sprinkles began to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared? Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Ugh. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find an array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Artist to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring the creamer, this creamer of delicate hot chocolate might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Wow. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Oh, that looks so good. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream, 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry galette. Galette? Jelly? Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Put yourself in between. You reach out with your apron to wipe the sauce off his glistening face. Jeez. Colonel Sanders recoils and brushes you back. This goatee isn't just a fashion statement, it's also functional. I was saving that flavor for later. Ha! Game over! Uh-oh. Try again? Where will it put me? Oh. Okay. You're on. Okay, let's try again. It was 100. Oh, oops. That was an accident. But it was right. Okay. Gratitude? Yeah! Okay, it was, small town. Bubbling? No! Okay, it's not bubbling, it's not, sizzling. Next question. It's cheering me on. Uh-oh. Struggling to keep up. Hand is still crushed. Okay, it seems like this is mostly the same. Internalize the rage. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash as they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. What? Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult inside of you. A storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You tried to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. I'm fine. Can you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school. Incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked on other paths. I've arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. What is that? I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. Oh. I was passionate about livestock, but I failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be cruel. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume I've always got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best that I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes the focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster! Borko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back, and after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like to what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad that there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong and cooking school can put a person in a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a spork monster you'd see. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a golden retriever. But still, I was a student. Until one day, some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was transformed forever. Magic spellbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and I shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. You should be protecting the innocent with those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, artists. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite! You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Huh? Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never start searching, never stop walking, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with. Trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure if I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy, or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now that you've got him where you want him, should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? Oh, the tease. I would like to keep a little bit of a mystery. Actually, I've said too much. Please forget I've said anything. You can practically hear Colonel Sanders' heart breaking in his chest. He tries to act demure, but his facade begins to crack. I can understand a good secret, of course. In fact, I've got many, nearly a dozen in my fried chicken recipe alone. But I would hope that you could learn to trust me with yours. Well, I suppose you did share a secret recipe with me yesterday, so it would only be fair. Colonel Sanders' face grows serious. Ah, yes, about that, you see. Yes, Colonel? I haven't actually been completely honest with you. The secret I told you was a fake. Dun dun dun! Oh no, the secret you shared with Miriam. It wasn't true? Wait, but I said it was a fake already. Yeah, I told her a fake one. What? You're angry with Colonel Sanders for lying, but the fact that you revealed his secret shows that he was probably right to do so. You mean it wasn't one of the real 11 secret herbs and spices? You see, we had only just met, and I had to be sure that you were trustworthy and capable of keeping my most important secret. To me, my recipes are priceless. Well, I have to confess something. The secret ingredient you told me, I shared it with Miriam, my bestie. Unfortunately, I already knew this. I was very disappointed. But now that you've come clean, we can start building our relationship as fellow chefs again. I promise to be more honest from here on out. I really do. I'm counting on you. Then in that case, I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent! Together, you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to this last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to... Ooh. The urn. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of my past careers and business failures." Ah, okay, I thought it was going to be... Not something... I was going to say, I thought it was going to be something important. But I mean, that's sentimental. Poor guy. Yeah. It must be where he keeps his secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting in the corner on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy? It must be important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Fantastic. Oh, hello, what's that? You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on and wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it looks good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is the moment to make a big move. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This isn't that kind of a game. Not that we blame you for trying. I knew it wasn't gonna be that simple, but still. Game over. Oh no! Try again. What a very silly game. Oh no! Let's go forward. It's the spork monster. Blah! Keep a secret. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so it's this one. This one. Chicken. This. Aw. You fess up and tell truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel... in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Otis. I honestly think this might be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence. Duh! Lots of chicken! And also a ghost! You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. It's the final day. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here is the simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's awaiting to ask you an important question. So would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous! My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning awaits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. Oh, with your robot boyfriend? I've been desperately trying to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now I know it, but now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on Saga of Miriam. Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnering up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. And I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. Don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went out on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened but an emotional connection. Wowzers. Ah! If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. You know what? It is delicious. Go have fun with your swirly. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Heh, sprinkles is dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on a gentle and beautiful creature? Got some nerve, artist, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Wow, that's not what I was insinuating at all. Now you're just twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears that things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Artist, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back to fighting for him by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner it was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about your food is passionate about how your food is received. That is a lot of words to say. It was bland. Ah! Excuse me, artist. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. Seeing you inside, artist. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really is, you walk into the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's something that I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. Grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of extreme emergencies. It says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out that Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That's way drastic. Could you do something else, like anything else, not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. I mean, we've only known the dude for 3 days. You begin to recite the spell, but you stumble on the words, and the only effect it seems to have is to make you forget what it is you were doing. Oh, right. After looking at the page again, it comes rushing back to you. Oh, I get it. Don't do it after all. Well, the illusion of choice. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. Reach for some old work to give him as a snack. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles this sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide. I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but I'm not much in this world satisfied the ungraded work. My artist, were you studying something with cinnamon. I have been sitting on a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, artist, for reminding me to dote out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it after class. You think I want to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whir. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends. Show off to your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J&J forever. Watch us form a triangle in the mid-air while we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make a great date. And take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands and pedal as you pedal down the mountain or a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Shudder. Steam pours out from the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep, Gers. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Ugh, that looks like a deep-fried shoe. Oh, it is. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay? Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with the shoe. Everyone tries to pretend that they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted by what lies from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown exam, challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about the upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke. Even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through the final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feelings all the way. You're not going to saddle up with Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a big ranch enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person, and you shouldn't settle for the first person to show a little interest. What? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first person to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today, so I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice the dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe that you've been working on. Artist's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Oh no! Otis, what are you doing there? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. It all in. I'm big into the visualization success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it lost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect no less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no. I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. Tender loving care. But it'll probably stop burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow! It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices that he's been trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Blaster. Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shadow Personality Spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity as was foretold. We must let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you ever take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Artis. Miriam knows this too. And I've always believed in you, Artis, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the perfect ingredient. The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve? What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but if you have conjured Steve, I hate to battle. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang around? Sorry, Steve, but I'm in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossed some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Huh, yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to! I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pop back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know where exactly they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School when I fell asleep during class, during Scare Tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck! Give up and drop out of a culinary school. What? You summon extra power from deep within yourself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, artist, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out, interrupting my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. He is going Super Saiyan! Know that with this power you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because you were, while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. Oh no! But don't worry, dear artist. You may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now present your... what? You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Heh, I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging from the broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Great. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? Voice crack. I thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as how he didn't cook anything, even though it wasn't his fault. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank UCSAL history has seen, but it's not exactly your book material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank, where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait here a signature whir beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, these whole 3 days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in a savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. In that teeny tiny Narutomaki I spy in this itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and tasting and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I really like... I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than thimbles worth of soup. A+, rarely do I taste a dish with such love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, artist, for helping me believe in myself. Van Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell, topped with caviar. Looks spiky. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to pot it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. Keep the poking away from my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving a food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last time you heard of me! For forcing us to endure this, his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rose water syrup, topped with fresh meringue, French meringue, and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it sounds delightful. However, I'd ask you to please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be display piece. Don't eat the food at a culinary school? Seriously. Got toast in your ears or something, artist? I told you it's a display piece. Then what's even the point? Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. Wow. I suppose you could smell it. You absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she cannot finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, she storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'd be teaching myself. Almost said. Anyways, you and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even the Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems to be downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! You knew that Sprinkles is a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says that you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs that they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. So he never really died. That's great. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. The red carpet rolls out across the ballroom like it's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He has arrived to the dance, but apparently for good reasons. Walking the carpet, you see perched upon his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to compete in the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured that it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, of course. Oh, now I got it. Yeah, now it all makes sense. And we get a new wing on the school. Not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. Nice. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank who arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. Oh, wow. What? I actually feel like I knew this that whole time. Huh! Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. Yes, they are. A portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Great, wow. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Wow, casual Colonel Sanders. Nice. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and men, and by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Artist, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across from the across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take the day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, artists. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Wow. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. We're together. Well, I think this is something I'll need to do myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be? You found a love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll in a pastry school. Oh, my dear artist, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. That was a silly game. Oh, that was great. Wow. Well, I think we got the good end. That's cool. That was a silly game. Skip past the intro. Oh, that's all of the credits. Okay, fair enough. Well, that was a silly game. Game beat. All right. Oops. Yeah, that was a silly game. Let's move down here quick. Boop. All right, let's go find someone to raid. That was a silly game, and I'm glad I did that. Anyways, okay, so schedule for the rest of the week. Oh, right, Metroid 2. Doing Metroid 2 tomorrow on YouTube. That's gonna be the next playthrough game. Okay, let's go over there. Should I raid? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's go over there quick. When was the last time I went over there? Oh, it's been a bit. Okay, cool. Bup. All right, so yeah, Metroid 2 on YouTube. That's gonna be 2 streams at least. Probably 3. Yeah, that's the whole schedule. Because it's already Tuesday, and that's gonna take 2 days of the slot, and I don't know about Archipelago on Saturday. It could happen, it might not happen, I don't know. Gonna have to wait a couple days on that. Anyways, thanks for watching. That was a very silly game, and I'm glad I played it. Anyways, thanks for watching. This will be uploaded onto YouTube soonish? I don't know. I still have a few VODs to catch up on uploading. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.